Hi, and welcome to Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm starting with a sketch from the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting with a sketch from Series 18 of the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. All of the sketches for this series have been sent to Christy specifically to be used for the series. If you like to be inspired by sketches, you can find all of the sketches from all 18 of the series in the album section of Christy's Facebook group, also called 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And you can find the link to that in the description box of this video, along with a link to the collaborative playlist, where all of the scrappy YouTubers who are using the sketches from this series can add their videos, and viewers like you can watch a variety of interpretations of the sketch. Today is day 9, and our sketch creator is Johanna Goulding. I did not find Johanna online, so if anybody knows where we can find her beautiful creations, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much to Johanna for creating this awesome sketch. I'm kind of excited to use this one. So this one is, it looks like we have some weaving happening. So there's some wide strips, 3 wide strips going vertically and 3 wide strips going horizontally, and they're kind of weaved in together. Johanna has 2 photos in the bottom corner here. I only have 1 photo. Of course, if you've been watching any of my videos, you'll know that I'm working with the pre-printed photos that I had done before I got my printer, my home printer, and so they're all printed in either 4x4 or 4x6. It was at the time of those square Instagram photos, so I do have a lot printed in 4x4. But yeah, so this is one of the ones, and I thought this will work really nicely with this sketch today. So that's what I'm working with. I'm just going to pop the sketch up here so that we can have a look at it while we're creating. For my background, I chose this old Bow Bunny double dot paper. I recently found some of this at a yard sale, and I'm super excited about it because this was my favorite cardstock to use as backgrounds, just because it has a little bit of texture. There's a little bit of like fading, and it just adds interest to the background without me having to do any of the work, and without it being like a bold print that is kind of like in your face. Also, it's of course cardstock, so that gives it that strength that you want for your background, right? So this particular one is from 2011, which is kind of cool. The other side is this, but I think I'm going to use the geometric side. So I'm just going to cut off the branding strip. And Simple Stories recently did a line like this. They were, I think they just did the dots though, not the lines and the geometrics, but I bought a bunch of those too. So I really love that kind of idea of the cardstock background with a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of visual interest on it. And so I'm inking everything today in Vintage Photo Distress ink from Tim Holtz. And the collection that I'm going to be working with is called Indie Chic. It's an older one too from My Mind's Eye. So part of my adventure in scrapbooking these older photos from my stash is that I am also using products that I haven't dug into for a while. So that's kind of exciting too. So this is the name of the collection. All of my papers are scraps at this point, which is perfect for this sketch. So I'm excited about that. So these are just kind of give you an idea of the mood and feel of that collection. And there we go. So the way that the sketch does the weaving, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I want these green, I already inked these to save on time, but I just want to lay these out and then find a nice way to make them even. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think what I'm going to do is grab my ruler, oops, And just maybe like center that first one along the bottom, right? And all I'm gonna do, because I want to weave these, is just put some ATG on the end of the paper. So the strips that I cut were kind of based on what scraps I had, and they came out to be 1 3/4 of an inch wide and 12 inches long. So that's about the center of my page. And then I want to have kind of even on either side, sort of. Doesn't have to be perfect, but like that kind of idea. Okay. So then for these ones, same kind of idea, but I'm going to go across this way. Maybe I'll just turn my paper and do the same thing. Okay, so this is where we're at. We have this kind of like crisscross pattern, but I want to weave it. So it looks like, I think this one's gonna go under, which means I want this one to go under, over, under. There we go. And then this one just under the middle one. Okay, so that's how I go about doing that. And then I'm just gonna tack these down at the ends. Okay, so there is my finished background for this layout. And then I already went ahead and cut a photo mat for, actually this one I think was already cut. And it was a 4x6. So what I did was trimmed my photo down a little bit. So my photo is down now to, it would be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So not quite a 4x6, so that it can fit on this 4x6 scrap of paper that I had. And how does she have it? So she has it kind of this space like this. Okay, so we'll put that there for now. I did go ahead and print some journaling for myself on, this is an old, so My Mind's Eye used to do these. They're like journaling cards that they would sell with the collection, but separately, like it had its own SKU. So this, it looks like this collection is from, it says Indie Chic 2012 by My Mind's Eye. Anyway, so then this is, I typed up the journaling, printed it out onto the journaling card, and then I took a Zig pen in brown and just added the date where it already said date there. So I thought, perfect, I'll put my date right there. So trying to decide though, do I want, maybe instead of the title, I'll put my journaling up this way to give this a little bit of balance. And then I did pick out a couple of fonts where I have to make my title. So I picked out this fabric font. And what I did was I took the letters that I wanted and then I inked them with the distress ink that I had. So that's gonna go on here. And I'm thinking maybe just above my photo, but I might need something for that to go on. So let me see. I have this other kind of cut apart card that I could layer under. Something like that. Okay. I also have this that I could maybe put my title on. That might work out nicely. I don't think this is from this collection though. I think this was something that I got in a swap, but it matches really nicely. So it doesn't have anybody's name on it though. And then I do have some embellishment things. So I have these chipboard pieces that I showed you guys before. there's like 4 sheets of different kinds. I think there was like different versions of the Indie Chic, but because this one's very pink and purple, and the papers that I had are very like brown, green, yellow, those kinds of colors. So anyway, I have those, and then I have, this is My Mind's Eye, but it looks like it was from something else. And then 2 of the Indie Chic ones. This might be a good thing to put under my photo. I might put maybe this blue one or the yellow one. They're perfect for that size. I also have these feather embellishments from Recollections that I might use. And then I have a few like little random things. These are like little gems, but these have a lot of pink in them, so I might not use that. A tag, chipboard tag with some, this is from Basic Gray, but it has the same vibe to it, so maybe I'll pick a few things off of here as well, and then I'm not going to use that outfit today. So that's what I have. I also have these banners, but I don't think that I'm going to use them on this layout. So, okay. So let me pause the camera and I will figure out where to put some of the things, and then I will pop back in and we can finish off the layout together. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've gotten very far. However, I went through all of the embellishments and kind of picked out things that I think could work. I put together this little title piece and I really love how it turned out. And so I am going to adhere these guys together, but first I want to, this is a little envelope, so I kind of want to tuck some of these feathers in. So I went through and pulled out all the feathers that don't match with my layout and just picked out the ones that do. And I just think that I am going to pick and choose what I think is going to be, I'm thinking maybe 3, so that's the same kind of, do I want a yellow one? No, because I have the yellow there. So maybe just something like this, or like this, and then I'll tuck them into that little envelope. Okay, and then I want to attach it also to this journaling card. Okay, let's put that, and it's a bit heavy, so I'm going to put a little extra ATG on there. No, something like that. There we go. And then I did put this up on some discarded chipboard pieces from finished chipboard sheets to give it a little bit of dimension instead of using adhesive foam. Just a little thing I like to do to, first of all, maximize the product that I pay for, but also save the environment a little bit. Maybe now under here I was going to put a chipboard piece, and I think I chose this one. So it does have an adhesive back, but I'm also going to add some liquid glue because we all know that chipboard does not always have the best adhesive on the back, right? Then I want to get my journaling on here, and I did kind of the same thing. It put that chipboard back there, but I also wanted to layer up some pieces down here. So I'm thinking, and then I can put this one on there too, and then I've used up this whole sticker sheet, which is exciting. Always love using up a product. I wonder how many products I'll use up during 30 days of sketches. Hopefully lots. Again, I'm just going to add a little bit of ATG because that sticker is not as tacky as I would like it to be. Might have to do a little trim off the side. It looks like the blue one didn't quite make it all the way on the page. So then I'm going to put this down. We have, again, I just used scrap chipboard from a chipboard sheet, sticker sheet. And I save it, and then when I have a whole bunch, I tackle it, use it up. That's what I'll be doing this month. And then I have my tiny attacher, and I'm hoping that I can just put a couple here. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to have to tack some of these down maybe, but I'll leave that for later because they do keep flipping over on me, but I think once they're in the page protector, nobody's going to know. So I just stapled those two ends to the ends of my page. I didn't do any fancy loops or anything, just straight across the top. So that's that. And it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. This one. Okay, so I think that was as far as I got in terms of pulling things out on top of the page. And then I just want to add a few little things here and there. So I'm gonna set that aside with that. And then I have a few other chipboard pieces. So I went through each sheet and I was like, okay, what's gonna work for me? So I picked out this one, Love to Travel, because it's all about my roadside attractions, right? So there we go. And that was also where I got this chipboard piece from. So same sheet. So this one and this one is what I used from that. For this one, I pulled out this tab piece and I thought it will go nicely on my titling block. And I think that was the only piece that I pulled from this one. This one I pulled a few things. So I have this little button that was left, and I have some scrapper's floss in there. So this is an old product. I had used this when it was available in stores, and then I had run out, and then I found some at a yard sale, so I'm excited to have it in my stash again. And I have two kinds. I have a turquoise and a brown. The turquoise was a little too green for this one, so I went with the brown. I also tied it onto this chipboard piece that's in my titling block, but I thought this would be really cute right here. And then I have this little arrow that I think will be nice down here on my actual photo. I'm just going to add a little ATG on there because it will stick to the photo, I think. There we go. And then I have this little flower because we have the yellow flower here. I thought we could put the yellow flower down here too. And I think that was it for that one. And then this last one, I think I'm just going to use this little star piece out of here. And then I did have, so I have these. They're mostly for they go better with the pinker papers, which I don't really think we're going to use today. But it did have this green one, but I just wanted to show you this because the enamel dots are old, and so they were losing their tack, so they weren't sticking to this, and they were kind of loose, and I'd thrown them in this little Ziploc, and I was like, you know what? No, that's not working. So I just grabbed, what are these called? Glue dot paper, and I just stuck each one onto a glue dot, and now they have adhesive again. Okay. What else did we grab? We have these. Let's see, what do we got? We have family, which, I mean, it kind of symbolizes family. There's a little baby elephant on top of the mama elephant. Date, place, for the record. All of that stuff is in my journaling, so I don't feel like I need any of that. I did use one of these layered up in here. I do like this one, Tall Tales. Tuck it under. There we go. So we got some word strip stickers on there. Then I have this sticker sheet but I don't really think anything. I do like these two sticker pieces, and they're kind of like photo corners. Let's see. There. Okay. And then what else did I, oh, instead of enamel dots today, I thought I would use pearls. I feel like they're going to go really nicely with this particular patterned paper pack. And let's see, where do we want these? So I was thinking we could do like a blue, a green, and maybe a gold in each cluster area. So let's start with this cluster down here. Okay, so we have, this is the sketch, and we have done all of the weaving of the paper, which I absolutely love. Thank you, Johanna, again for giving me that idea and inspiration. And we moved our title and put our journaling up here, and I think that worked out really nicely. And then we have a little embellishment cluster down here, but I put mine on this side. So there's my visual triangle. I also added this little banner strip to the top, so I love it. Okay, so this is my completed layout for today, and I hope you are feeling inspired. There will be a close-up shot at the end, and maybe a couple of detail shots too. So stay tuned if you want to see that. I also post my layouts on Instagram in case you want to see the up-close version. And a big thank you to Christy for putting on another series of 30 days of sketches, and our sketch creator today, Johanna Goulding. Thank you so much for what you've done for the series. Really much appreciated. Again, if anybody knows of Johanna sharing her creations online, please let me know where to find them. If you're here from the 30 Days of Sketches playlist, thank you so much for spending time on my channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you'll come back again. And I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.